Greetings for the day. Today's session is on food and beverage control. Well, food and beverage control may be defined as the guidance and regulation of costs and revenue of any operating catering activity in hotels, restaurants, and maybe some other catering outlets or establishments. A successful holistic food and beverage control is imperative for any type of food and beverage operation, regardless of its size. The cost of food and beverage can range from 25% to up to 50% depending on the type of operation. In restaurants, food and beverage can be the only source of revenue. The objectives for food and beverage control are analysis of income and expenditure. The analysis is solely considered with the income and expenditure which is related to food and beverage operations. The revenue analysis is usually by each selling outlet. Of such aspects like volume of food and beverage sales, the sales mix, the average spending power of customers at various times of the day, and the number of customers that are being served. The analysis of costs includes departmental food and beverage cost, portion cost, and labor cost. The performance of each outlet can then be expressed in terms of gross profit and net margin. The next objective of food and beverage control is establishing standards. The basis for the operations of any food and beverage outlet is the establishment of a set of standards which would be particular to an operation. The next objective is the pricing. This is an important objective of food and beverage control, wherein a sound basis for menu pricing, including quotations for some functions, etc., is considered. It is therefore important to determine food menu and beverage list prices in the light of accurate food and beverage cost and other main establishment costs, as well as general market consideration such as average customer spending power, the prices charged by the competitors, and the prices that the market will accept. The next objective of F&B control is management reporting or management information. A system of control has an important task to fulfill in providing accurate, up-to-date information for the preparation of a periodical report for management. This information should be sufficient so as to provide a complete analysis of performance for each outlet of an establishment for comparison with the standards which are previously set by the establishment. The next objective is prevention of waste and fraud. It is necessary for a control system to prevent or at least restrict the possible areas of fraud by customers or by staff. Typical areas of fraud by customers are such things as deliberately walking out without paying, etc. So students, once again I will repeat the objectives of F&B control: analysis of income and expenditure, establishing proper standards, pricing, management reporting, and prevention of waste and fraud. Advantages of control. This will control over any cost and sales in the food and beverage operations. This will establish standards and standard operating procedures or SOPs for operations. This will eliminate excessive cost in all areas to ensure profitability of any operation. This will monitor performance against establishment standard plus prevent frauds, wastage and pilferages. There are some special problems linked to F&B controls. The first problem is perishability of the product. Food, whether raw or cooked, is perishable commodity and has a limited life. The caterer therefore has to ensure that he or she buys or produces in the correct quality and quantity in relation to estimate demand, and it is correctly stored and processed. This is a limitation of F&B control, the perishability of the product. The next problem is unpredictability of volume of business. Sales instability is a typical of most catering establishment. There is often a change in a volume of business from day to day, and in many establishments from hour to hour. So this sometimes can be a problem in F&B control. Unpredictability of menu mix. In order to be competitive and satisfy a particular market, caterers must offer a wide choice of menu to the customers, and this can also be a problem during a proper tight control of F&B. There is a high degree of departmentalization. So many food and beverage operations have several production and several departments offering different products, and different types of policies are considered for these departments. So it is necessary to be able to produce separate trading results for each department. The short cycle of catering operations. The speed at which the catering operations take place relatively to many other industries allows very little time for control tasks. Let's see the cost categories. There are three main costs: fixed cost, semi-variable cost and variable. A fixed cost are costs which remain fixed irrespective of volume of sales. Examples are rent, insurance. A semi-fixed cost, these are costs which move in sympathy with what not in direct proportion to volume of sales. Example, fuel cost or telephone cost in any of the hotels or establishments. Variable cost, these are costs which vary in proportion to volume of sales. A break-even point. The main purpose of break-even analysis is to determine the minimum output that must be exceeded for a business to a profit. When there is profit, revenue is greater than the variable cost plus the fixed cost. When there is a break-even point, revenue is equal to variable cost plus fixed cost. When there is a loss, the revenue is less than variable cost plus the fixed cost. Little bit on pricing considerations. The pricings are based on cost, like traditional method as per standard recipe. Pricings which are based on market, depends on nature or demand in the market, level of demand of a product, or maybe a competition. There are certain special pricings such as sales tax, service charges, cover charges, or minimum charges, which are applicable in any catering establishment. A menu pricing application will depend whether the menu is a table d'hôte menu, a la carte menu, a banquet menu, etc.